Hi, friends. I'm glad that you found me, that you're joining this vinyasa practice. We are going to celebrate the last week of National Poetry Month, which is April, with a dedication to the poem Joy Chose You through our movement today. So I'm going to read the poem at the beginning of our flow. If poetry is not your thing, just let it flow by you. If you have something that you could use that is similar to a block, if you have a block, that's great. But even if you have like a window seal or you have a chair or even just a stack of books, we're just going to come into Warrior 3 today. And so it's kind of nice to have just that ability to bring the earth up to you should you need it. So not necessary, but might be helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Just find any seat that you'd like to be in, any shape. So if it's not a seat, you can be on your back, you can be in child's pose, however you want to start to transition into your practice. Make your way there now. And as you start to settle into the shape that you've chosen, if it feels okay, I invite you to close your eyes or soften the gaze. We're just going to invite the energy home to the body. No matter what time of day you are taking this class, we typically press our energy outwards for most of our waking time. So we're just going to invite it to slowly come back. You can think about kind of drawing it back like you would a rope or maybe reeling in a fish. And if that feels too woo-woo and you need some practical sort of like landing places, just imagine the conversations that you have, the work that you do, the problems that you solve is all this sort of outward pressing energy. And right now, this time is for you. So we're just kind of inviting it back, letting go of all that's come before this moment and letting go that all will come after. And maybe for the first time today, you're slowing down and you're getting quiet. So just notice how your physical form is feeling. Maybe taking a little scan from the head to the feet. Whatever you observe, see if you can meet that information with a loving lens, as if you are looking at any other person that you love dearly or hold deeply. And then check in with your energetic body, simply asking yourself how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And again, whatever comes forward, we're going to allow it to be just as it is. Really setting down any expectation that maybe we put upon ourselves or is applied to us from an external force, whether it's family or culture. Right now, you get to be just as you are, showing up as your most authentic self. And we'll turn the awareness to the breath. Just notice the relationship between the inhale and exhale and how it moves the body. And as you take your next inhale, draw it just a little bit deeper. As you do, the diaphragm pulls down, allowing the lungs to fill, which extends the belly out. And as you exhale, the diaphragm presses back up, emptying the lungs, allowing the belly button to come back toward the spine. I'm just going to take that intentional breathing a few more times, taking it a little bit deeper and letting the exhale go a little slower than the inhale. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. And then see if you can allow the efforting of the shape of breath to go, but still let the breath feel a little fuller, a little softer, a little slower. And before we begin to move, I'm just going to share the words from Donna, Ashworth, from her poem, Joy Chose You. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sunlight hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you are not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But joy cares nothing for your messy home or your bank balance or your waistline. You see, joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears and hug her with meaning. Because in this very moment, joy chose you. Let's bring some movement into the body, maybe opening and closing the hands, rotating the wrists. If you're on your back, you can point and flex the feet. If you're on your back, you can also really stretch the arms high above the head, maybe press the feet to the bottom of the mat and just kind of bring in some gentle movement, yawning the body awake. And when you're ready, I'd like you to meet me in your seated pose. So I say seated pose because it could be Sukhasana, legs crisscross applesauce. You might choose to sit up on your knees, which is what I'm going to do right now. So if sitting on your knees does not feel good, you can do exactly what we're going to do sitting on your tush. So please make sure that you prioritize what your body needs. Whatever seated shape you're in, I just want you to connect to your alignment from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. For each of our bodies, it's so uniquely different, right? But typically, we have slight engagement in the low abs so that we support the low back. And then there's a width or expansion across the chest, allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. And then if we can feel a lift at the crown of the head and draw the chin back just a little bit, we can find nice length at the back of the neck. And I just want you to feel into that strong central channel of yourself from tailbone through crown and begin to connect the movement of the breath with that central channel. So from the tailbone, as you breathe in, imagine you're drawing that energy all the way up through the body and through the crown of the head, feeling a slight lift. And then as you exhale, let that energy travel back down and grounding you through the tailbone. And just give yourself another breath or two like that. And then we'll turn this into some gentle shoulder circles. So as you breathe in, just draw the shoulders gently toward the ears, and exhale, rotate them back and down the spine. And we'll just do that twice more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back and down. One more time. And then let those shoulders be soft. Let the sides of the neck be soft. We'll take a gentle neck stretch. So as you breathe in, feel that lift through the central channel. And as you exhale, we're going to tilt our right ear toward the right shoulder. Just a nice gentle stretch to the left side of the neck. You can take this left hand, and if you're on your seat, maybe your fingers touch down and you can kind of walk them out toward the left of your body. And then you can even hover that arm, just getting a deeper stretch, because I can feel this all the way down into my elbow. And then you can maybe twist the arm toward the sky and twist it back down and behind the body. We're just taking it really slow. So if there's any spot that feels like it could use a little more time and a little more breath, you can always pause there. We're going to bring the head back up through center, nice and slow, and take a big breath in. And exhale, switch to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder. Maybe taking that right hand to the mat, walking it out to the edge, and maybe lifting. Then you can take a little exploration as you externally, or I guess, you rotating your arm. And when you're ready, you can just gently bring the head back up through center. And we're going to take a little movement in our seat called the circle of joy. And I'm going to take us through it a little slowly at first, and then we're going to connect one breath and one movement for the most part through this little series. So we're going to start with the hands at the heart, and we're going to take a big breath in. As we exhale, interlace the fingers and press the knuckles toward the front of your room as the chin comes to the chest and the back rounds. Pause here for a round of breath in and out. And as you take your next breath in, we're going to lift the arms up overhead as everything comes back in alignment. And as we exhale, hands part and arms swim out to the sides and they meet behind the body. Now, as the hands meet behind you, they may just press the fingertips down toward the heels or the back of your mat. If it's available, you can interlace the hands. That just may feel a little too soon in the practice too. So just know that we're going to come back to this a few times, and as the shoulders warm up, this may be more available. So either pressing the fingers down, shoulders are rotated, or shoulder blades are rotated onto the spine, or interlacing the hands. So we're going to take another big breath in here, kind of lift through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, we're going to bow over the body. Hands or knuckles lift to the earth or to the sky. And as we breathe in, we're going to reverse that. We're going to lift back up over the hips and find a little back bend on the exhale. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Inhale, come back up over center. Arms are going to swing wide into the sky. And we're going to exhale, hands to the heart. And we're just going to take that 2 more times. Take a big breath in through center, hands of prayer. Exhale, knuckles press to the front of the room as the back body rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands out and to the back of the body. Take a breath in, reach through the crown, shoulder blades onto the spine, and exhale, bow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, little baby back bend, lift the chin. Inhale, back over center, extend the arms out and up. And exhale to the heart. One more round. Breathe in with me here. Exhale, round the back body, chin to the chest. Inhale, over center. Exhale, hands behind the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come back to sit. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, through center, arms swim out and up. And exhale to the heart. I'm just going to pause here, take a round of breath. And then we're going to shift forward into our tabletop. So come on to all fours. If you were sitting on your knees like me, maybe you want to stretch your leg behind you and get some blood flow to the back of the knee and the calf. We're going to find our nice stable tabletop with our shoulders and our wrists aligned and our hips and our knees in alignment. And we're going to find that alignment through the central channel of the body as well. So from tailbone through crown, take a few breaths here, just a couple breaths, traveling up and down the back of the body. And if you haven't already, you can turn on the Ujjayi breath, that breath that comes in and out of the nose, a little constriction in the back of the throat. And then we'll connect our movement once more with the breath. So as you inhale next, let the belly pull down toward the earth as the tailbone lifts and the heart shines, finding our cow pose. And as you exhale, reverse that shape as you round the spine. Bring the chin to the chest and think about the tailbone lengthening to the space between the knees. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath, moving, inhaling back into cow, exhaling to cat. Couple more times with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. One more time. And then we're going to make our way back to that neutral spine and do a threading of the needle. So as you breathe in, we're going to lift the right arm to the sky into a little twist. And as we exhale, thread the arm underneath the left armpit and bring the right side face to the floor. And I'm just going to switch in case you want to peek. Now that left hand can stay by the face. It can walk to the top of your mat. Or maybe you'd like a little half bind by reaching the left arm high, bending the elbow, and bringing the back of that hand to the right hip. Whatever variation you've chosen here, the real magic right now is in that right shoulder blade. We really want to think about sending breath to that space. If your left hand is somewhere other than the mat by the face, go ahead and bring it there now. And on your next inhale, press into the earth with the left hand so that the right arm can reach back up to the sky. And we'll take some wrist circles in both directions. And then we'll float the hand back underneath the shoulder and we'll switch to the other side. Inhale, float the left hand high. And exhale, thread it underneath the right armpit. Left side of face to the mat. Right hand can stay right where it's at. It can walk to the top or maybe take that half bind on this side. We're going to bring the right hand back to the mat next to the face. And as we breathe in, reach the left arm high. Give the wrist some love, going in both directions. And then we'll float that left hand back down to the mat underneath the shoulder. We're going to sink the hips to child's pose, so hips to heels. Knees are going to stay about hip-ish width apart just for now. Keep those arms stretched toward the front of your mat. We're going to come into a little series of child's pose and push-ups. But for now, just take one more breath in and out here. Start to make your way back to tabletop, coming up onto all fours. But allow the hands to be in front of the shoulders. We're going to start to anchor the hips down toward the mat, straightening out that line between the knees and the armpits. And the breathing here is a little bit different. So we're going to sync that now with our breath, okay? So as you inhale, I want you to lower the body down to the mat. You can hover or bring it all the way down. And as you exhale, press up, push up, and then inhale to child's pose, hips to heels. Right away, exhale, come back up into plank on the knees, and inhale to lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, child's pose. Option to come up onto the toes. As you inhale, shift forward again. This time, tuck the toes, bring the knees off the mat, and inhale to lower. And exhale to press. Inhale, knees down, hips to heels, child's pose. Couple more times. Lift up into plank on the knees or toes and inhale to lower. Exhale to press. Inhale to child's pose. About 15 more seconds moving through these little shapes. If you're feeling done, you can always just stay in your child's pose. We're all going to meet in child's pose. So once you make your way there, pause. You can bring your knees nice and wide here if you'd like. Couple more breaths. Let your next inhale draw the body back into tabletop. This time stack the shoulders and the wrists and then tuck the toes. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So when you're ready, lift your hips. And when you're there, you can pedal it out. Bend both knees nice and deep, whatever would feel good. And then start to find some stillness in your dog and connect to your alignment, tailbone through crown of head. See if, especially in down dog, you can keep the sides of the neck soft and the ears in alignment with the biceps. So our alignment from tailbone through crown is just, we're trying to yearn for that same sensation, that same alignment we were when we were seated or even in tabletop. So when we kind of let our head dangle, we kind of break that alignment through the crown. So we want to draw the ears back in between the biceps. And as you inhale, rise onto the balls of your feet and gaze at your thumbs. And then exhale, gently walk the feet forward into your forward fold. Once you're here, you can just really let the legs hold the upper body, allowing the knees to bend nice and deep.
If you'd like to take ragdoll, you can sway the body side to side with arms resting or holding onto opposite elbows, or just letting the fingers kind of wash across the floor. And then come back through center and bring the hands down to the mat underneath the shoulders. As you breathe in, find your half lift. Bring the hands to the shins or the thighs. Your back is going to be nice and parallel. That alignment again, right? Tailbone through crown. Pull the low belly in, just giving the low back some support. Draw the shoulder blades onto the spine, feeling like we're in a little baby back bend. Breathe in, press into the legs and lengthen the spine forward. As you exhale, let the spine round to your forward fold. We're going to do that twice more right away. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to roll to stand on our next breath in, keeping the knees soft and the chin to the chest. Take all the time that you'd like here. Think about stacking vertebra onto vertebra. And when you arrive with head over heart, just pause and give yourself a moment. Sometimes that feels so good. And then find your strong mountain pose. And we're going to take our mountain pose a little bit wider. So where we would traditionally be feet under hips, we want to take it a little bit wider. And we want our knees to be soft, really soft, because we're going to come into a pranayama technique called breath of joy. So this is very dynamic. If you have any sort of heart issue or if you are pregnant, you just want to probably avoid this breathing technique and just maybe hold mountain pose, belly and hand hand on belly, hand on heart, and just come back to that nice, soft, deeper breath that we started with. Okay. But if you want to try breath of joy, I'm going to demonstrate and then I'm going to move us through it about 5 rounds. If at any time you start to feel dizzy, obviously take care of yourself and stop the practice, okay? So it is a 3-part inhale where we inhale the hands over the head, inhale again, arms wide, inhale 3rd time, arms lift up, and then as we exhale, we do so out the mouth as we fold. And then we come back to stand right away and we start the practice again, okay? So feet a little wider than hips, knees are nice and soft, so we have this really strong foundation to support us, okay? Staying standing, let's just take a round of breath together in and out. So inhale, exhale, and breath of joy. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. 2 more times. In your forward fold, let your body hold and hang. And then very slowly roll to stand. You can bring your hands to your thighs and just kind of walk the body back up. And when you arrive once more, head over heart, just allow yourself to marinate in the aftermath of that technique. You can stay there as long as you'd like. If you're ready, find your traditional mountain pose, bringing your feet in a little bit closer under the hips, and we'll move through 3 sun sal A's progressively. So if you have your practice and you want to move through your sun sals the way you do it, please honor your practice. Here we go. Big breath in, extend the arms wide into the sky. Exhale, fold, let the heart lead. Inhale to that half lift. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step to plank. First, chaturanga variation. We're going to bring the knees to the mat and then lower the whole body down to the floor. Preparing for that baby cobra. Hands are going to be on either side of the chest, and the legs are strong and engaged. Inhale, lift heart, lift chin, lift forehead. Shoulder blades are onto the spine. Tops of my feet are really plugging down into the floor so that my kneecaps are lifted. Take another inhale here. And exhale, chest, chin, and forehead. Inhale, press to tabletop, tuck your toes. And exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the heels, gaze at the thumbs, and exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, this time with a flat back. If you prefer rolling, please roll through the spine, but we're going to all meet in Tadasana with hands at the heart so that we can start round 2. Inhale, ground and lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank. Second variation, chaturanga is on the toes. Inhale, shift over the wrists, and exhale, lower 1 unit all the way down. Preparing for that baby cobra one more time. Inhale, lift. Stay lifted this time. Tuck the toes. Press to hands and knees, and up to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift, gaze forward. And exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release and fold. And inhale to stand. Arms are strong and wide, lifting to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Building that heat. Last time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump to your plank. If you jump, keep the knees soft. Full chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower to hover. And then inhale, upward facing dog, keeping the hips and the knees lifted with the tops of the feet plugged down into the earth. Big breath in, press the earth away, shine across the heart. And exhale, lift the hips, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift, gaze at the thumbs. Exhale, step, hop, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to stand, reaching to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Yeah, here we go. Pause here in mountain pose, hands at the heart. Maybe close the eyes and just turn the attention inward. Notice what there is to notice. And keeping the hands right where they are, we're going to move into our next flow. So we're going to press the weight into our right foot and peel the left heel off of the mat. Now this is where, if you are going to want the blocks for your warrior 3, that you'd go ahead and get those, or anything else that could help you stabilize. So in this one-legged Tadasana, we have options. We can do so with the heel raised, or we can bring that left leg up to parallel to the mat, right? I have a very sleepy little puppy joining me for class. So finding the stability in this one-legged Tadasana, moving into that warrior 3. Let's take a breath in and exhale. Send that left leg to the back of the mat as the heart starts to shine down toward the floor. You can keep your hands at heart, or you can bring the hands to the block or to the windowsill, whatever you've got in front of you. That lifted left hip, I want you just to think about anchoring it down toward the floor so that it's in alignment with the standing right hip. That right leg is doing a lot of work. Stay with me. Finding that Tadasana, one-legged, one more time. Inhale, press back up. Bring that left leg parallel to the mat, or touch the ball of foot down and let the left heel be lifted. And this time for this series, we're going to do this 2 more times. You can bring the arms above the head. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior three. Swim the hands behind you. Always just an option. You can bring the hands to the block or to the heart. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, warrior three. Breathe here in warrior three. Exhale, warrior one. Plant the left foot to the back of the mat, heel in, toes out. Bend nice and deep into the right knee. Allow the body to settle into this shape. Maybe walking the right foot out to the right to give your hips a little bit more room. And then once you've settled in, I want you to press into that pinky edge of the left back foot. Coming into that same circle of joy flow, inhaling, bringing the hands to the heart. Stay here to the exhale. Another breath in. Exhale, knuckles intertwine, and you press the hands to the front of your room, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift arms overhead. Exhale, swim the arms out into the back of the body. Maybe they interlace. Maybe the fingertips just press to that back heel. Inhale, lift through the crown. Exhale, humble warrior to the inside of the right leg. Fingers lift, knuckles lift. Inhale, back to stand. Exhale, little back bend. Shine the heart, lift the chin. Inhale, back through center. Release the arms. Swim them up into the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to do this 2 more times. I'll cue this next round. Big breath in. Exhale, knuckles forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands behind the back. Inhale, lift through the crown. And exhale to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back bend. Inhale through center, arms extend wide. And exhale, hands to the heart. Holding space for 1 more round, your breath, your movement. The next time you find your hands at your heart in warrior one, pause here. And inhale, we'll frame the right foot and step back into your plank. Your choice to move through your vinyasa, your chaturanga, and your back bend, or you can skip and make your way to downward facing dog. Once you find dog, we're going to inhale, lift and gaze forward, and exhale to the front of the mat. Once you find your forward fold, just pause there for a moment. You can bend the knees and let the belly rest on the legs, and then gently shake your head, yes. And then shake it, no. Coming back through center, inhale to your half lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, come to stand, and exhale to the heart. Taking this to the other side, press the weight into the left foot, peel the right heel off of the mat, and then your choice to bring that right leg up into a one-legged Tadasana. Moving into that warrior three, let's breathe in here together.
Exhale, right leg goes to the back of the mat as the belly and heart parallel to the floor. Pause here. Hands at heart, hands to the blocks, hands to anything that can stabilize you. Notice that right hip, draw it down. And on your next breath in, come back to one-legged Tadasana. Leg lifted or ball of foot on the mat. Option to keep the hand here or extend the arms above the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Warrior 3. Arms can float to the sides of the body, fingertips to the back of the room. Inhale, standing one-legged Tadasana. Lift the arms up overhead. Exhale right away, Warrior 3. Breathe in and Warrior 3. Exhale, Warrior 1. Right foot to the back of the mat. Toes are at a 45. Heel is in. And then maybe walking that left foot over to the left, making more room for your hips, your pelvis. Pressing into the pinky edge of your right foot now. Just settle into the shape. And coming into the circle of joy. Hands at the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, knuckles to the front of the room. Inhale to lift. Exhale, arms out and behind the body. Inhale here. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come back to stand. Exhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. Inhale through center, arms release to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more times, just cueing the breath here. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, just holding space for you to move with your body and your breath. The next time you find yourself in Warrior 1, hands at the heart, just pause. Give yourself a breath or two here. And then we're going to frame that left foot, step back to plank, optional vinyasa. Please skip if that's not for you in this moment. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So if you chose child's pose or some other variation, meet me here in down dog. And we have just a little bit more effort. So stay with me. Inhale, lift, gaze at your thumbs. Exhale, travel to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, rolling through or flat back. And exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to have another opportunity for this breath of joy. So bring those feet wide, soften the knees, hands next to the hips. We're going to take about 5 rounds. I'll cue you through the first couple, okay? Staying in the Tadasana, let's just take a breath in through the body. Exhale it, let it go. And breath of joy. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Keep moving on your own with your breath. The next forward fold you come to, pause. With soft knees, chin to the chest, maybe even the eyes closed, roll to stand. Just notice what there is to notice. And you can stay here as long as it serves you. But if you're feeling ready and the eyes are closed, blink them open and bring the feet underneath the hips. Take a big breath in, extend the arms wide into the sky. Keep the arms extended and exhale into your chair pose. Sink the butt back. If the arms above the head do not work for you, bring the hands to the heart or to the thighs. We're going to come into a dynamic child's pose using hummingbird. If at all this doesn't work, you just stay in child's pose with the heels on the mat, okay? Inhaling, we're going to reach through the fingertips. As we exhale, peel the heels off of the mat and swim the arms behind the body. We're going to pause here, draw the shoulder blades onto the spine. Embrace the quiver. And now moving, inhale, heels down, arms lift. Exhale, hummingbird, heels lift now, arms to the back of the mat. Inhale, heels down, arms up. Exhale, hummingbird. Keep moving with your breath here. About 10 more seconds. The next time you find yourself in chair pose, heels to the mat, arms lifted, pause. 3 breaths. Maybe sink the butt a little lower. You got this. I got this. We got this. Take another breath in with me. Exhale, fold over your straightened legs. Let it go. Hang out in your forward fold for just a moment. And then last vinyasa option, plant the hands, step or jump to plank, and then take your chaturanga and back bend or skip. We're all going to meet up in child's pose. So we'll bring the knees to the mat, sink the hips to the heels. And I like my knees wide in child's pose. So I'm going to bring them to the edges of the mat, sink my butt back so that my belly and my heart can really melt down toward the floor. Starting to slow down the practice. Slowing down the breath. See if you can start to get your inhale to a consistent cadence of 4 or 5. And then start to match the exhale to the same cadence as the inhale. So if your inhale is at a 4, get your exhale to a 4. If it's at a 5, get it to a 5.
And after a few rounds of an even breath, we want to stretch the exhale by just a count or two. So if your inhale is at a 4, stretch the exhale to a 5 or 6. And after your next exhale, let the counting of the breath go. And we'll start to walk the hands back toward the legs as we roll up through the spine. And again, when you have your head over your heart, just give yourself a beat or two to just acclimate and let the energy and blood move. And when you're ready, you can bring the feet out from around you and come onto your seat. And then once you're on your seat, we're just going to make our way all the way to our backs. Keep the knees bent with the feet on the mat. Give yourself a moment just to land. Then we'll take a little figure 4 and move it into a twist. So bring that right ankle over the left thigh and then yearn the right knee away. If that feels like enough for you, you can stay right there. If you'd like, if you need a little more, you can thread the hands through the legs and draw the left thigh in toward the chest. Wherever you're at, if it would feel good, you can take just a little rock side to side. And then we'll take this into a twist. So if that left foot is in the air, go ahead and land it back to the mat. And we'll bring the arms out at a T. On your next exhale, let the figure 4 drift to the left. If that top right foot doesn't land easily, you can always prop it up on something, or you can let the figure 4 shape go and just come into a spinal twist with the knees stacked. Allow your shoulder blades to adjust onto the mat so they feel good. And then if it feels okay on the neck, you can gaze out over the right fingertips. And on our next exhale, we'll bring the legs back through center and release the right foot back to the mat. We'll switch to the other side, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, yearning that left knee away, and threading through the legs and drawing the right leg to the chest if we would like to. If you want to take some movement side to side, you can. And taking this into the twist now, if the right foot is in the air, land it back to the mat. We'll bring the arms out as a T, kind of like our anchor points, right? So on your next exhale, the legs are going to drift now toward the right. Make all the adjustments necessary so it feels good and works for your body. And if it's okay on the neck, you can gaze at the left fingertips. As you exhale, bring the legs back through center and release the left foot back to the mat. Let yourself land again onto the earth and just check in. Notice what it is that you might need to make your practice feel complete. Maybe that is hugging the chest, hugging the knees to the chest, giving yourself a little squeeze or rocking it side to side. Maybe your body would like to be in a happy baby. You can bring your body into that shape. Or maybe there is a shoulder stand or any other posture that your body would like to be in before you come into your final resting pose. So just give yourself about 5-ish breaths to work it all out. And if you need nothing else to feel complete, you can come right away to your Shavasana. When you're ready for that final resting pose, we just want to make ourselves as comfortable as we can. So if you like to have something propped under the knees, you could bring a little blanket or a pillow. If that's not available to you, I don't have one handy right now. I'm just going to keep my knees bent because my low back has a lot of arch and it just tends to need a little more support. And for me, even knocking my knees in towards center provides just that much more relaxation. Once you've worked out all the little movements, if it feels okay, you can soften the gaze or close the eyes. And allow yourself a few breaths just to scan over the body as we did at the beginning. Just practicing again the art of observing, noticing if anything has changed without judgment. There's no right or wrong. And checking in on our energetic body as well. And then letting it all go as best as we can for the time that we're in, for the space that we're in. As much as we can, give ourselves this small moment of respite where we carry nothing, letting go of any shaping of the breath, practice, anything that came before or that will come later, and just letting our body melt, allowing it to be held. We'll be here for a few moments and you'll hear my voice again when it's time to close. If you have more time for your Shavasana, please, please, please take it.
But if an hour is what you had, then just start to bring some movement into the fingers and the toes. You can maybe stretch the arms above the head, stretch the legs to the bottom of the mat, or just take any little movement, yawning the physical form awake. When you're ready, you can roll to one side or just come into seat, whatever feels most natural. We're all going to meet in that seated shape, whichever seated shape works best for you. And once you arrive in your seat, you can rub the palms together, bring a little heat into the skin. And then once they're warm, tingly, you can let them rest over the eyes with the fingertips over the forehead. A gesture that seals in our practice so that we may take it with us off the mat and into the worlds when things become overwhelming or they feel chaotic. We can always come back to our body and always come back to our breath. And then let compassion wash over you. Allow it to soothe over your nervous system, filling you from the toes to the tips of your ears. Knowing that it is only when our own cups are full that we can give to others without depleting ourselves. When that feels complete, you can just bring the hands down to the lap. And I'll share with you once more the words of Donna Ashworth in her poem, Joy Chose You. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sunlight hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you are not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But joy cares nothing for your messy home or your bank balance or your waistline, you see. Joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears and hug her with meaning. Because in this very moment, joy chose you. I'm so honored that you shared this practice with me. Namaste.